Hello, Radiant One, and welcome to Spiritual Business with Mariaestela, the show and podcast for soul-driven, heart-based spiritual entrepreneurs and Magdalene's Rising wanting to lead with love in business and life. I'm your host, spiritual business coach, mentor, catalyst, and facilitator, Mariaestela, and it is my deep honor, my great pleasure, and joy to share this episode with you. If you haven't already, I highly encourage you to join my newsletter to stay connected and updated. You can do so on my website, mariaestela.com, where you can also find previous episodes and their show notes. Here is today's episode. So, Radiant One, how to make love-based decisions in business. That is what this episode is going to be all about. First of all, I want to start by saying that you being here, chances are that you are a soul-driven, heart-based spiritual entrepreneur, someone who's made the journey from their minds into their hearts in probably your life in general. However, that may not yet have been translated into business. And so what I want to do with this episode is that I want to inspire you to make or take the same kind of love-based decisions that you make for yourself and for your family and your life. I want for you to transfer that into your business, because when you do that, miracles occur. There is a lot of satisfaction and content that happens, and truth be told, the world needs that. I don't think that any of us who are within the industry of serving, of being part of people's awakening, healing, and transformation, and wanting to be of service, I don't think that any of us don't know that that's what that's the way. But we've been conditioned by a patriarchal, archaic, shadow-based, fear-based society and mindset into believing that the way of doing business has to be done in a certain way. And so all of those clearings that you've made, all of the shifts that you've held space for, the transformations, the clearing of trauma and all of that you've done for yourself personally, well, I see that as part of your journey, and also part of having a soul-driven, heart-based business. Because when we do that, when I do that, and when you do that, we hold space for those that come after. And so that's what this episode is going to be all about. I wanna say that to me, making love-based decisions in my business is a way of life now. It wasn't at all in the beginning. It's been a journey. And so it wasn't until recently, when I had some beautiful radiant souls going through one of my programs called Mastery Through Love. And I knew and understood the effect that making love-based decisions in my business have for me personally, both in my business and for those that I hold space for. But having it reflected back to me, just how powerful that is for others as well, was a real eye-opener and a revelation. And maybe I, quote unquote, should have known this. But there was a part of me that, just didn't. And also probably because, like I said, it's something that I've worked with for a very long time now, almost a decade. So those decisions are second nature to me. I don't really, well, I want to say that there are times when I do think about, when the word comes up in my mind, or the question does come up, is this love based or not? But most of the times it's now become an automatic reflection. I'm going to, in the show notes, be sharing some episodes where you can, about how, you can make the transformation and what happens in terms of when we implement and create new ways of being and new ways of doing. So that's out of the way. So So, what is a love based decision when it comes to business? I think that's where I want to start. First of all, it's something that is aligned with your core and your truth, and only you can know what your core and your truth is all about. But there are some typical themes that I see with those that I work with. So perhaps making a love-based decision for you means that maybe it's time for you to raise your prices. Maybe you've been working for a very long time. You've been putting your services and your products into the world, and you pouring that in. Maybe it's time. If you haven't, maybe it's time to raise your prices. I don't know, but that's one of the things that I see. Another thing is maybe it's time to say goodbye or no to certain clients. If there is a specific client that, where you can see that the energy is off and it doesn't serve you nor them, and especially not you, then it's okay to say no. It's also okay to let them go and say goodbye. That can be done from a space of love and from a space of heart. And maybe that's time. Then maybe it's about sharing your services and your products with the world. Maybe you've been hiding and you've been holding back and you haven't really shared what's on your heart and your soul's divine purpose. So maybe that's the love-based decision, is to take that step out and begin to share yourself with the world in whatever form that may look like. Maybe it's working with someone like me, whether it be in one-on-one or mastermind or my programs, or maybe it's simply committing to a practice of discernment of knowing when you're in quote unquote love or out of love, and then align your decisions, and I mean every decision you make in your business, with love. And know that when you do that, so you may be completely, in sync and aligned with this in other areas of your life, but when it comes to your business, that may not be the case. So know that when you start this process, you can experience anxiety and you can experience fear and so forth. So it does require some courage for you to step out of where you've previously been at, and into that new paradigm, as I call it. It's a new paradigm of love based. And I want to make it clear that when I say love based decisions, I'm not talking about not charging the right prices for your services. I'm not talking about not setting boundaries and letting yourself be walked all over. I'm actually talking about just the opposite, because to me, having a love-based business and making love-based decisions in your business means that you honor yourself. It means that you value yourself. It means that you love yourself, and it means that you do set boundaries. It means that you do charge the right prices for your services and your products. And it does mean that you say no to clients and things and products and services and opportunities that will not serve you and what you're here to do. So how do you set yourself up for success? Again, the word success to me is loaded, because it does have a ring to it of something outside of yourself, and I don't see it as that. So it's about but there are tools that you can use to set yourself up for quote unquote success in terms of making love-based decisions in your business. And I want to go through some of them. So the first one is you can, for example, have a post-it note, write a post-it note, just write love on it or whatever you need to have to remind yourself of it. Put it on your bathroom mirror, or in front of your computer, or somewhere where you will see it on a daily basis. Something that will on your refrigerator, because we as spiritual entrepreneurs who's working from home, you're probably going to the refrigerator a couple of times a day, or put it there, put it where you will see it, and then because that's, you'll be reminded, oh yes, I am making those decisions. And before you jump into oh, well, if I'm making love-based decisions, it should just come automatically. Know that I agree with you, but it's just not the way, because we have free will. Free will means that love is a choice for you and something you have to actively implement and call into your life and allow to be the driver of your life. Fear is what will come flying at your face when you least expect it, don't want it, and will, trap you and block you and hinder you and so forth without your permission. Love won't force itself upon you without your permission. That's simply against the whole nature of love. So, post-it notes on your bathroom mirror, of course. You can add someone in the program recently had this idea of infusing a crystal and setting the attention that this crystal, whenever I look at this crystal, this is my reminder to make love-based decisions in my business. So that's another opportunity. And one thing that I love, because most of us always carry our phones with us, is I love setting alarms on your phone. So having an alarm go off every hour, every 5 times a day, 3 times a day, whatever, morning, night, and noon and night. And have it be a mantra like I choose love, or just have love, making love-based decisions, so that you're reminded of it, because it's basically a training. I consider this to be a strengthening of that muscle of creating love-based decisions. So those were 3 things that you can do in order to make and take love-based decisions in your business. Of course, there's also, if you want to have support, and if you want to have commitment and accountability as you do this, the Magdalene Rising Mastermind is open for enrollment. And these are going to be 10 months of us being together, where love-based decisions is basically going to be, or is the core of because it's the core of everything that I am and everything that I do. So throughout our almost 10 months together, you're going to be consistently be asked to return to what is the most loving, kind, caring, compassionate thing for you in your business. That is basically what you're going to be hearing me say over and over and over again. And that is meant to serve you it's meant to strengthen you. So if that's something that you would like to support, have support in implementing that mindset, check out the mastermind that I'm running. It's open for enrollment, and early bird ends on December 21st. Now, I would love to hear from you. Oh, before I do that, again, know that only you can know what a love-based decision is for you, and know that a love-based decision is not something that is not rushed. It is not it may be filled with excitement, and excitement may appear in the sense of slight fear, but there's really no difference. So know that you can only know, but know that a love-based decision is not something that necessarily needs to be rushed, because within the realm of love, there is only divine timing. There's always enough. There's always enough timing, so you don't have to rush to make a decision. So that's But again, only you can know how, what that decision and what that loving thing is for you. So, in the comments, I would love to hear from you. What is one tool or measure that you will implement and take so that you ensure that you're moving forward and committing to doing or taking love-based decisions in your business? Post it in the comments, and I would love to hear from you. So that is what I had for you, how to make love-based decisions in business. I hope that it serves you. I love you. Take care. That is what I had for you in today's episode of Spiritual Business with Mariaestela. I hoped it served you well. For all of the deeds and details, click the link in the description, and if you want to support the spreading of this message, share it with a friend or on social media, or leave me a comment or a review. God bless.